Hello there guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another video. I hope all you guys are doing well this afternoon. As you can see, I am looking forward to tomorrow's game. Well, should I? I hope I do, but the way Chelsea playing at the moment, I'm not looking forward to it. So I'm 50-50. I'm a bit confident, but I'm a bit scared because when we face teams that excuse me that be losing games like 3 times in a row, maybe something like that, we don't seem to pick up the 3 points and make the teams feel scared. Like we've seen again against Brentford, Manchester United, Arsenal. These teams are below us. Have been playing poor in the last couple of games, but what do? We give them the 3 points. And if we do the same thing against Everton, then I don't think Chelsea will be finishing in top four. You know, even though Arsenal are 6 points behind and Tottenham are like 8 points behind us, imagine they win all these games and we lose. Like this will be so embarrassing, you know. So Chelsea have to beat Everton. And before I get into the preview, I like to say Everton will be shaky right now because Burnley have picked up a massive win against Watford, you know, because these two is like the relegation battle. Who will win? Like if Watford win, they could still have a chance of staying up, but if Burnley win, they will have a bit of hope that they'll stay in the Premier League. And guess what? It ended 2-1 to Burnley. Late goal from the number 27 for Burnley. And yeah, Watford at this point are not staying up. But for Burnley, wow, the way they're playing at the moment, the way they're picking up points as well under their new under their new assistant coach, boy, I think they're staying up. And Everton are in deep trouble because they know they have to put pressure on Burnley, and in order to do that, they have to beat Chelsea. And I hope that doesn't happen. But congratulations to Burnley. And I have to tell you guys this. In the last 4 games under their new assistant coach, they're unbeaten. Like they drew to West Ham, they've beaten Southampton, they've beaten Wolves, and now they've beaten Watford. And they've managed to pick up 9 points, sorry, 10 points in 12 in 10 points out of 12, you know. But I believe in the West Ham game, they should have gotten 3 points in that game had it not been for that penalty loss. But I'm telling you guys, Burnley, I didn't expect them to play that well and to pick up wins, you know, because Shaq Sean Giants with 8 games to go was, for me, wasn't the right decision. But it looks like they're doing well and they're staying up. So big up to Burnley. And also that result means for Norwich City, since they've lost Aston Villa earlier today, they're relegated. And yeah, you would have thought that, you know, since Sean Dice is an experienced manager, can he take Norwich City up? And there was a couple of cases like a few months ago where they were out of the relegation zone, but because of Leeds United picking up, Newcastle doing well, like Everton like falling down a bit, and you know, they're back in the relegation, so they're back to 20th. So yeah, no matter which manager they bring in or they sign new players, they will always stay down. They will not always do well. They will not do like Burnley done today and what Newcastle did over the last couple of months. So yeah, Norwich City are relegated. I said to myself they will from the start of the season. So yeah, it hasn't been changed. So unlucky Norwich City, but he's not. Norwich City have been like up and down recently, where they do well in the Champions League. When it comes to the Premier League, they fall down. It's like up and down recently. Like, why can't Norwich City do one in the Championship and also do one in the Premier League? Like, it doesn't make any sense as a Chelsea fan. It really doesn't. But bad luck to Norwich. But well done to Burnley and Watford. They're going down. They're going down. And for Everton, that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Like, they'll seriously need to pick up the 3 points if they want to survive. Can we? But can I see that happening? No. But the only way I can see Everton winning this game if they are praying that one of Chelsea's players make a mistake. That's the only way because we usually seen this against Brentford, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Brighton, Burnley, all of these type of teams making individual mistakes. Man United too. Like if one of the Chelsea players make a mistake, Everton will win. Absolutely. Like there will be no way of Chelsea making a comeback if we're gonna keep on making more mistakes because whenever we make mistakes, we don't seem to come back. Yes, maybe the game against Liverpool, but that's it. The rest of them, no, we lose. Like like hopefully that doesn't happen to Chelsea. But if I see this happening, then Everton will win 1-0. We and guess what? We always seem to have a really poor record against Goodison Park. Like I said yesterday in my predictions, the last time that Chelsea beat Everton at Goodison Park was 3-0 in 2017. That was the season we won the league under Antonio Conte. The next season it was 0-0. Next season it was 2-0. Next season it was 3-1 under Lampard. You know that 2-0 loss was under Mitchell Sorry. The last season it was 1-0 under Lampard as well. Like that is absolutely poor. For a team like Everton, yeah, they're not a small club. Don't get me wrong, but a team like Everton, yeah, we should be beating them. Whether it's home or away, we should be beating them. You know, and the last time we done the double for them was also when we've won the title under Antonio Conte. 5-0 at Stamford Bridge and 3-0 at Goodison Park. Like, come on, man. Come on. And I hope that these Chelsea players don't do what they did against Everton at home, which is scoring first, have a few decent chances, and then let Everton score. Because in that game, we played, that was Everton's B team. Let them know their first team. That was Everton's B team. And guess what? We had so many chances, so many shots on target, but we've only scored one goal. That's the mental. That's what's going on at Chelsea Football Club. They don't have the mentality to slap off teams like Everton. They don't. So if I see this thing happen again, where Chelsea have so many chances, but then Everton goes on to win the game, I'll be fuming and angry because this is not acceptable. The teams below us, we should be slapping them and beating them if we want to be in the title race. The only two teams I fear is Liverpool and Man City. Those are the only two because their squad is better than us. They're doing well in um, Liverpool are doing far better than City when it comes to Carabao Cup final, the FA Cup final, title race, and Champions League as well. Like these two are brilliant, the best team in England. We are so far away from these two. So that's why these two teams are the only ones I fear. But the rest of them, we should be beating them. Should be beating them. Yes, we can concede few goals, but let's not concede any silly mistakes because the more we do this year, the more that Chelsea will not be able to win the title, be in the title conversation. And I believe that next season it's going to be the same old, where we start off great, but then we drop points to teams that we should be beat. You know, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that these chosen players prove me wrong. But I'm just telling you guys, it's just going to take a long time before we can reach City and Liverpool's levels because over the last 4 or 5 years, we haven't been consistent in front of goals. And defensively, we were shocking over the last 5 years. So, yeah, it's going to take a long time, but we'll have to see what happens. So, yeah, I mean, if Chelsea do win, then that will be good for Everton because the way they sacked Carlo Ancelotti last season, that was not good. Wasn't good. Like, why would you sack a manager, yeah, that got you close into European stages, which the Everton fans want? Like, why? Like, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. So if Everton do go down, then that's good for them. Obviously, I don't want Lampard to go down because he'll always be our Chelsea legend, always be. But for Everton, I hope they do go down because the way you brought Rafa Benitez in, the former Liverpool manager, like he wasn't. I just don't think he was that guy. And I knew it straight away. So sacking Carlo Ancelotti last season was wrong. Absolutely wrong because Everton started really well. Yes, they dropped a few points, but at least they finished above the mid-table. At least they did that last season. So why did not Carlo Ancelotti stay? Unless he wanted to go to Real Madrid, then that makes sense. But for me, Carlo Ancelotti not staying at Everton was the one decision. Really was. So I really hope that Chelsea get the 3 points and beat Everton. Because if we don't, then Chelsea FC strikes again, like we do against Arsenal, Brentford, Man United, all of these type of teams that we should be beating, you know. And like I said in the last video, this team doesn't deserve to be called Chelsea Football Club if we decide to drop points against teams that we should be beating. They should be called Chelsea FC. I hope they prove me wrong and I'll not call them Chelsea FC tomorrow in my match reaction. But if they prove to me that they simply cannot play proper football, then they don't have the right to be called themselves Chelsea Football Club. They don't, in my opinion. So Chelsea have to get the 3 points, try not to concede silly goals, and that is it. Then I'll be happy. And then for Everton fans, we can put pressure on them. Just like we should have put pressure on the Manchester United, because if we would have beaten them, they'll be out of the top four. They would. And the same thing goes for Arsenal. We would have put pressure on Arsenal. Had we not beaten Arsenal, they will be in fifth place up below Tottenham. But we just cannot do that. We simply cannot put pressure on teams that are in a poor run of form. And that needs to be fixed next season if we want to win the title. That's got to be fixed. I'm not sure how long it's going to be fixed. I'm hoping next season, but in my mind, but in my heart, but I'm just thinking to myself, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So hopefully next season it's being fixed, but it's going to take a long time because, like I said, we Chelsea are way far behind City and Liverpool's levels, way far behind. So yeah, it's going to take a long time, but hopefully we can sort this out. Hopefully we can. So yeah, so that is the preview. So without further ado, let's move on into my predicted lineup for the game against Everton tomorrow afternoon. So without further ado, let's start off with the goalkeeper, and it's got to be Mendy because yeah, he's still on number one. Of course, I say like after the international break, he has been really, really poor. He has been really, really poor. Like he has been making great saves. He's just allowing players to concede goals like that. I feel like the Ronaldo score. I feel like he should have done better that one. If he would have saved that, they would have won the game. But yeah, Mendy over the last couple of games hasn't been that great. He's still the best goalkeeper in the world, but after the international break, he hasn't proved, to be the best goalkeeper in the world. So I really am worried for him, but he's still on number one. So for me, he still starts. Hopefully, he could keep a clean sheet and make some saves, but I doubt it. But Mendy's still on number one, so we still have to put um, Mendy in goal. So let's move on into the back three. My back three is going to be Antonio Rudiger as the left centre back, Thiago Silva, and also Azpilicueta as the right centre back. Now, I thought the defense against Manchester United were okay, other than the goal. I thought Rudiger was brilliant. I thought Thiago Silva was brilliant. I thought Azpilicueta was okay. He wasn't that great, but he was okay. So yeah, and to see Rudiger leaving for Chelsea this summer, it's just so heartbreaking because I wanted him to stay because he's the best centre back in the league alongside Thiago Silva, the best. So it's really tough to see him leave, but at least he can leave with the Champions League, the FIFA World Cup, the Super Cup, the Premier League, and all that stuff. So yeah, big up to Rudiger. But yeah, for me, he starts the game against Everton, not Manning Sarr. Not. Sorry, I don't want to see Manning start against Everton because if he starts, we will lose. So Rudiger for me has to start. He was winning against Man United, and hopefully he can do the same thing against Everton tomorrow. And let's move on into the wing backs. And it's unchanged. I mean, Alonso as the left wing back and Reece James as the right wing back. And I tell you, Reece James, why is it always him that we always rely on when it comes to goals? Like, yes, he can put some brilliant crosses in, but why can't players just cannot run perfectly and just try and get the ball and try and put them in the back of the net? That's the only problem. Like, no matter which cross Reece James puts in, there's no chosen player who's gonna make it to the bar line on time. Like something is just not right. It really wasn't. So yeah, Reece James was the man of the match, so he starts for me. And Alonso in the last couple of games, I mean, he's at least he knows how to shoot. At least Alonso knows how to shoot. So yeah, but even though has been brilliant for me, he still has to go because if he would have done this for let's say before the end of the national break and the start of the season, then I would have let him to stay. But it depends. But for me, he still has to go. He still has to go. But he's been really good after the international break. So Marcus Alonso for me starts as a left wing back. Now let's move on into the two central midfielders. Now, it's going to be Jorginho and N'Golo Kante, because I thought that these two were really good against Manchester United. N'Golo Kante, especially in the first half, I thought the goal he should have done better. He should have done better. He didn't clear it, and they allowed Ronaldo to score. So I feel like N'Golo Kante has to do better with that. But in the first half, we've seen the Will Conte back. So let's hope that him and Jorginho can keep that same kind of performance as they did against Manchester United at Old Trafford. So yeah, so N'Golo Conte and Jorginho are my two central midfielders for the game against Everton. Let's move on into the front three. Now, my front three is going to still be unchanged. I mean, I thought Werner and against Manchester United was really good, but Kai Havertz and Mount was poor, absolutely poor. I mean, Kai Havertz, those two chances, you have got to score. You have got to score. Like, how can you miss that? It's unbelievable. Like, the more we keep on missing big goals, the more we're just going to cost the 3 points against teams that we should be beating. So I really hope that Kai Havertz gets back to his best by scoring goals, and Mason Mount just getting goals and assists. And we need to see Mason Mount back in form, because the game against United, he was tired and he was poor. And the same thing goes for Kai Havertz. So, yeah, so that is it. So that is my front three. Mason Mount as a central attacking midfielder, then Timo Werner on the left and Kai Havertz up top. So that is my predicted lineup. Let me know in the comments down below whether you agree or disagree, and which players would you start? Would you start Trevor Chalobah in the game against Everton? And would you also start Ruben Loftus-Cheek alongside N'Golo Kante? Let me know in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's move on into my prediction for tomorrow's game. I went for 1-0 Chelsea, and I'm changing my mind. I'm gonna go for 2-1 Chelsea, because we are going to concede goals, but I'm just a tiny bit confident that we'll get to win, because this our squad is just strong enough and good enough to beat Everton. And the only way we can do that is to not make is to make sure that wherever we have those chances, we put them in the back of the net, don't concede silly goals, and just try and be better than Everton, because we just can't because we cannot dominate against teams and then decide to drop points. It doesn't make any sense. When we dominate teams, we're supposed to beat them and slap them up. So that's what I want to see Chelsea do tomorrow. Dominate against Everton, try and win the game, put the ball in the back of the net, and get the 3 points. Because if I ever see Chelsea gifting Everton the 3 points, then I'm done. I'm done with this team, and I'm not looking forward to the FA Cup final against Liverpool at all. Not now, not ever. So Chelsea have to get that win. So I changed my mind to 2-1. Obviously, the obviously if obviously yesterday I've gone for 1-0, so I cannot change it, but I changed my mind, so I'm gonna go to 2-1 to Chelsea, and I hope that happens. I really hope. Even though my head is telling me that Everton are gonna win probably like 2-0, and I definitely don't want that to happen. So yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. So yes, guys, that is the end of this preview. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, tomorrow there's going to be a live watch along and a match reaction to the Everton versus Chelsea game. So make sure you change tunes for that one. And if you don't want to miss it, first of all, if you are new, hit the subscribe button below, hit the bell notification so that you can be alerted once I've done any of my YouTube content. Um, like this video if you enjoy it, and make sure you share this to everybody in the comments down below, so that they can give their opinions and the predicted lineup in the game against Everton. Will they go for the same predicted lineup as me, or they go for something else? But no matter what it is, just let me know, and I'll give you guys, and I'll respond to you guys and give you guys my opinion on that one. So yeah, so that is it. So that is the end of this um preview. I'm scared. I'm a bit confident, so that's on 50-50. But let's hope Chelsea get the win. That is all I've got to say on this. And if Chelsea fail, Chelsea FC strikes again. And I never want to see that. I never want to see that tomorrow. So come on, Chelsea, get the 3 points. Make Everton um feel scared, let them sweat, put them under pressure. Don't do the same thing like you did against Arsenal and Brentford, where you didn't put them under pressure. Do it this time against Everton and get the 3 points. So come on, Chelsea, let's do this tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys for the live watch along, and hopefully you get the 3 points. So take care, and as always, up the Chelsea.